To That's Football. It's Carabao Cup semi-final time. It's the better leg. It's the second leg. And yes, Arsenal-Liverpool drew in the first leg, of course, 0-0. So effectively, it's a game at the Emirates to get to the final to play Chelsea. And I think it's interesting. Obviously, it's not the best of both sides. Both teams are missing players as well. It's a 7:45 kickoff, so we'll be kicking off in literally 10 minutes. And you're all very, very welcome. So let's crack on with it. Hit it. So yes, let's go straight into the team news. Hope everybody's doing well. We do need a half-time topic. You're right. If anyone's got any half-time topics you want us to discuss, let us know. Obviously, we did combined 11 from the top four. We did combined 11 outside the top four. Maybe we could do a European combined 11. That quite good. A Champions League combined 11. That's what we're doing at half-time. Champions League combined 11. I'm having some of that. Yeah, not going to swear. Right, hello. Let's go straight into the team news. Arsenal against Liverpool. Oh, you know what? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I much prefer the 7:45 kickoff. It reminds me of being a lad. This is what used to happen. Teletext, midweek games, 7:45 kickoff. By 9:30, you're tucked up in bed, watching a bit of, not that, we didn't have internet in them days, but you know, you get to bed at a reasonable time to watch a film or something like that. So yes, I like the old 7:45 kickoffs, and yes, I know what the team news is because I've got it on screen. And the team news is as follows. Are you ready for the team news? You're going to get it anyway. Big game for Gordon, yes. We'll reveal him in a minute. But Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel and Tierney. So it's their best back five. Lokonga, Saka, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Martinelli and Lacazette. That's a strong Arsenal side. You know what confuses me? Why couldn't Arsenal play against Spurs when they can put that 11 out and their bench has got Partey, well, who wasn't there to be fair, Holding, Tavares and Nketiah. All right, yeah, I suppose they have got a few young players on there. Yeah, we'll cut them some slack. Burnley are the ones. Anyway, strong Arsenal 11, not a particularly strong bench. When it comes to Liverpool, Kelleher in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson. So a strong back four. Henderson, Fabinho and Jones. And then Gordon, Firmino and Jota. So I don't know anything about this Gordon fella. Alisson's on the bench. Konate's on the bench. Milner, Gomez on the bench. Minamino on the bench. Tell me about Gordon. Is he flash? What's he all about? Because I agree with Himanshu. That's basically Arsenal's smile if you're wearing underwear, says Bauer. Well, I smiled. Mark, 5 of these starters haven't trained yet, so there's no way he could have played the Spurs game. Oliver, I'm winding Arsenal fans up. You've got enough to worry about. You could be in a bloody Carabao Cup final. Don't worry about me winding you up. I think Burnley are the worst. They're the ones I don't understand. But, we don't want to... I don't understand why Burnley having so many games cancelled. Like, get some loan players in. It's January. Get 3 or 4 loanees in and play your bloody games. But... serious young talent is Gordon, says GTA. Don't know anything about him. Don't even know what his first name is. He's 17, says Dex. He was only 17 years old. He was only 17 years. I'm telling you now, Mr. Batman. He was only 17 years old. I will not bury another Batman. Boone! I'm Harry Boone and I scored a goal last night. Burnley won't play until Cornet gets back from the AFCON. Does anybody want to see Burnley get relegated now? I actually had decided I quite liked the whole Burnley pantomime villain thing, but I'm almost thinking I want them to get relegated now. I really am. I think it's. I think I'd like to see them get relegated, but we'll see. I do sort of like Burnley. I can't remember what they're like. I don't think they will get... Actually, I don't want to get Burnley relegated because I like Dwight McNeil. So shout out to Dwight. Mark, I recommend you watch a series called The Night of It. Is very, very good, says Mr. Skills. I've got so many things to watch. Ozark out tomorrow as well. What's the split with Ozark? Because apparently they're splitting the final season. And when's the second part coming out? I like Burnley, says Nicola. So yeah, interesting to see what this Gordon's all about at Liverpool. I think a lot of Liverpool fans, Cade is his first name, by the way, it says LVL. I think a lot of people will be interested to see the Knights with Jim White. I actually, you know what, I'm thinking of doing like a cameo thing, because no word of a lie, I got a request from somebody to send them, somebody I know said, my mate watches United stand all the time. Could you give him a Christmas message with your Jim White voice? And I forgot, and I was going through my messages today and I recorded it, but it worked out quite well, because I went, what's his name? Dan, hello, it's Jim White, Slow Sports News, Cornflakes, Crunchy Nut of the Variety, Audi Driver, reads the Daily Mail, Slow Sports News Dan, apologies, rushed off my feet, but Merry Christmas Dan from Jim White, Slow Sports News in the green screen arena. So I'm thinking I might just do birthday messages and stuff and charge £1 a pop. No, I'd be lucky to get £1. Thoughts on Usman Dembele to United? Don't think it's going to happen. Whelan. Thoughts on Derby going to liquidation? Sad for Derby. Would love Burnley to get relegated, says Kian. They are just annoying and always somehow manage to survive like Sunderland. I think it'd be sad to see Burnley go down, but you know. Zayn Miasi with the chat. Are you feeling nervous, Zayn? Let's talk about the game. 5 minutes to go until the start of this match. Obviously, a lot of Arsenal fans are going to be very excited about this. Chelsea await the finalists. You know what? I know I sound like Michael Owen, but Arsenal, Liverpool or Chelsea can win this tournament. Now, that's very obvious because they're the only 3 teams left in it. But what I mean is, I think if Arsenal got to the final, yeah, Chelsea are the favourites, but I think Arsenal could beat them. I'd like to see a Liverpool-Chelsea final, because we'll do a watch-along for the final anyway, and I would like to see Liverpool against Chelsea in the final, because I think Liverpool, Chelsea and Man City are the 3 best teams in the league. But Arsenal have got a chance. That defensive performance as 10 men last week really set up this opportunity at the Emirates. It's a one-hit game. The first leg counts for nothing because it was 0-0. I don't know what happens. Do we get extra time? Do we get away goals? I don't know. Let us know in the chat. But it's an opportunity, and it's a strong Arsenal side. I think it's a strong Liverpool side. I just don't think they've got Salah and Mane. In fact, I know they haven't. But look, let's wait and see. Can you do Simon Jordan, Tobias? I'd have to listen to him to know how to do it, and I don't listen to Talk Sport. And it's not really because of Simon Jordan. It's because of people like Gabby Agbonlahor, who just spew shit, and Jamie O'Hara. They just talk absolute shite, and I can't listen to it. I just can't listen to it. I understand how people feel about who don't like watching me, but you know what? I don't start giving them abuse. I just say they talk shit and I don't listen to them. We're going to do a combined 11 of the Champions League at half time. That's what we're going to do. Go straight to penalties, says JG. Well, that's great. If that's true, JG, yabba dabba doo. We've got these on. I had them on last night. You can wear pyjamas 2 nights in a row. You don't wash your pyjamas 2 nights in a row. Then again, maybe you should do. People do it with their pants. Anyway. Hi Mark, I love you. Not in that way, says Bain. Disagree with our Ince when he says midfield needs to be good at all. That's old 4-4-2 Brexit ball. Need specialists today, says Bain. Zayn Miasi with the fox face. And you're thinking about Leicester last night and Spurs. Mark, did you see the Leicester Spurs game? I didn't, Said, and I wish I'd love to have done a watch along for that. I really would. I think that they're the sort of games you want to be watching. But I was watching United, and they won, and that was nice. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 610,000. You're very, very welcome. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. I don't know what we're doing in relation to subscribers, but weekend fixtures, we're doing Chelsea Spurs, which is going to be a massive game. I'm looking forward to that. Bloody Spurs. Bloody Spurs, what are they doing? They're really having a proper go at getting into the top 4, aren't they? And that's a massive game for Chelsea and Spurs on Saturday. On Sunday afternoon, we'll be doing a watch along there. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Join the channel. You're very welcome. Everybody's welcome on here. Hi Mark, what's your prediction for the midfield battle on Saturday? I'm looking forward to Man City. I'm looking forward to West Ham United. West Ham versus United on Saturday. Again, it's a big game in relation to the top 4. If Spurs beat Chelsea, it opens up the top four. It doesn't open. I think everybody thinks West Ham, Manchester United, Spurs, and Arsenal are fighting for fourth. But if Spurs beat Chelsea, you could start to sort of say Chelsea are getting dragged into it. Although I don't think they will do long term. What do you think about Thomas Frank's comments on Sancho, Marks? I think he came across bitter, more bitter than a pint of bitter with a lemon squeezed in it. He was and a pint of, and 4 tablespoons of salt. That was just bad loser. That was. I understand it. You're the underdogs, and it's a bit like David being beaten up by Goliath and saying he had a big sword. But ultimately, it makes me laugh when people are surprised that David De Gea does his job. He's been at Manchester United for 10 years. Oh, they're so lucky. We're not lucky. When we played Arsenal at the Emirates a few years ago, they battered us. David De Gea was superhuman. And they were like, oh, United are so lucky. They're so lucky. Well, hold on a minute. I seem to recall that David De Gea is one of the 11 players in the team. And, it's like if Ramsdale has a good game tonight, are Arsenal lucky? They're not lucky. They've just got a goalkeeper that's very good. And that's all part of the game, isn't it? So we're just about to start here anyway. Score predictions for this game. I'm going to say, either 2-2 in penalties or 2-1 to Liverpool. But we're about to start. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm not a big fan of 2 legs in the Carabao Cup. I think it's an absolutely stupid idea. But this is not 2 legs now because the first leg counts for nothing. This is basically a semi-final at Arsenal where the winner goes through. And bring it on. And we've just started the match. I'll get you the timer up on the screen for you right here, right now. It's on a bloody screen. Stop your bloody moaning. You know what I'm on about. So, Arsenal pretty much with their first team out. Liverpool certainly not, but still a strong side. Their best back four is playing. That's the problem for Arsenal. Can they infiltrate a very strong Liverpool side that will still play a high line? But a bit of drama around Liverpool, isn't there, and these false positives. Apparently they did a load of COVID tests that came back negative. Then they ordered some more that came back positive, but were then found to be dud. I mean, do we really think Liverpool have committed a bit of naughty behaviour there to avoid a match? Did you catch the Ward-Prowse free kick the other day? Yes, I did, Khalid. I'd love to see Ward-Prowse at a better club, but apparently they did try to get him at Villa, but they wouldn't sell him. So, Mark, 2 things. You keep me going, keep giving me hope. Is it false that we'll sign a CDM before window ends? I don't see it. Big Six have not made any signings this window. I think Arsenal and Spurs will buy players before the end of the transfer window. Manchester United, I believe, have to, but I can't say they definitely will. I know they're live on the United stand talking about this, but Lingard, Manchester United would love to sell Lingard to Newcastle, but he won't go. So a player who's been at the club since he was a kid doesn't really want the club to earn anything out of him. He wants it all to himself in the summer. He wants all the options. That's the danger when you've got a player out of contract. Arsenal on the attack. So, corner to Arsenal. Tom Stevens says, Goldbridge, footy and a cold one. What an evening. Sounds good, mate. Does sound good. Enjoy. Couple of minutes in here. Corner comes in, cleared away. John says you can't really blame Jesse. I'm not. Well, I might have a drink later, said Jamie, but I'm all right at the moment. We'll see what happens. What's that? That's weird. I don't know why Alisson's not playing. He's on the bench, Toby. Another corner to Arsenal here. Arsenal starting on the front foot. Saka with the cross. Headed away. It was a good corner. Lacazette. He'll dive if he can. Kelleher catches it. Are you alright, Stuart? I am alright, Stuart. I hope you're doing well as well. What's going on with Bruno? I don't know, mate. Thanks for subscribing, Viking Red. A few people talking about Bruno. I've got no idea what they're talking about. Let's have a look. There's a story in the Times that says Jadon Sancho's camp is said to be less than thrilled that Ranić is airing Sancho's woes in public and tapping his head when asked about the player's struggles, referring to a mentality struggle. You know what? There's a good free kick here for Arsenal, right on the edge of the box. We'll come back to that in a minute, but I don't think that sort of thing really does help, does it? I didn't detect anything from Sancho that was from Ranić that was derogatory. This is a really good position for Arsenal to have a free kick. Who's going to take it? Who takes the free kicks for Arsenal? When you retire, will you continue with That's Football, says ZLCX4. I don't know. I have a bit of an exit plan. But I'm terrible if I stop doing something and then I see somebody else doing it badly. That's not a reference for swinging or anything like that. There's no sexual. It's not like, no, people will take that the wrong way. But no, if I stopped doing watch-alongs and I saw the usual sex suspects carrying on doing it, I'd just be like, I've got to come back. I'd be like bloody, what a free kick! Hits the bar! He's hit the Denver! It was a lovely free kick. I don't know who hit it. I was watching the ball, not the kicker. Oh, well done, Kieran Tierney. Want to see that again? I've watched Afterlife Season 3. The ending is just amazing. And the great thing about the ending is you can't really give a spoiler because it's an open ending. But I just think it's so clever. I love Afterlife. Brilliant. Absolutely amazing. And I just think the ending signifies what life is. Ultimately, it's not a spoiler. Lovely free kick. It was Lacazette. Right on the bar. Right on the Denver. He hits it really well. I don't know whether Firmino gets a bit of head on it, actually. Mark, your chair is nice. It is. I never used to have a real chair. And it is a really nice chair. And I've had a few offers to send me other chairs. But I'm like, I can only sit in one chair. You know what I would like? I would like a specialised chair. But the problem is, when you're using a green screen, you've got to be careful with your colours. So, yeah. Favourite DiCaprio film? Mine's WOWS. Wolf of Wall Street, Jake. Yeah. I like loads of DiCaprio films. I like The Beach. I like The Basketball Diaries. I like Blood Diamond. I like Titanic. Obviously, I like Inception, Wolf of Wall Street. I quite like Gangs of New York. I just don't think he does many bad films, to be honest with you. Shutter Island's good. I mean, as you know, The Departed is one of my favourite films of all time. I need to watch that again, and the theme tune is that the soundtrack in that is great. So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to Ozark tomorrow. Hope if you're an Ozark fan, you're looking forward to that. I think The Sinner's coming out soon as well. I don't know when the Sinner's coming out, but hope you're doing well. What was your score prediction? Says Vignesh. I said 2-2 or 2-1 to Liverpool, but Arsenal have started off very well here, Vignesh. Welcome to the Members Club, Logan. Thank you very much for joining. To be honest, Ralph handled it really well. Sancho mentioned it on Instagram. It's a non-story. The media are on to Ralph for no reason. Let him manage, says Dan. I will watch Lord of the Rings Amazon series. I think there's just so much good TV coming out and films as well. Because COVID caused the backlog, didn't it? So everyone did it at the same time. Martinelli's done well here. Arsenal are well on top. Kelly's been fouled there. Blatant foul by Saka. I don't know why you're looking innocent. You fouled him, you cheat. Right, let's have a quick look at what happened here. January the 26th for The Sinner. So that's yesterday, a week ago. So much good TV at the moment. Toss a coin to my Witcher, oh Valley of Plenty. It's a save by Kelleher, but it was still going to hit the bar. Michael, thank you very much for that. Rachel, thank you very much for subscribing. And Dan says, yeah, I've done that from Dan. Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Dan. Dan there with the super chat. Slow Sports News. I've done it before. So, good start by Arsenal here, approaching 9 minutes, and they have started off very well. I think if you're an Arsenal fan, you'll be happy with this. But as you know, score goals, win prizes. Well, they don't. They win games. It's a bit early in the midnight hour for me. Mark, you should do the best Premier League 11 that hasn't won the Prem. Yeah, but I'd have to have a big list of it, wouldn't I? We're doing a Champions League 11. There's loads of games to do stuff with. Take me away, 'cause I just don't want to stay. And the lies you make me say. Rubbish. Liverpool are under the cosh here. They don't really have an out ball. These are crazy days, but they make me shine. Time keeps rolling by, bam, 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 all around the world. Well, Liverpool have done nothing on the attack yet. John says, if you could fetch one former United player in their prime back for one season, who would it be and why? Well, it's got to be a midfielder, John, because you can't sit here and say, we need a midfielder, we need a midfielder, we need a midfielder. Oh, let's bring back Jaap Stam. You know, it would have to be Roy Keane for me. I'd take Carrick, I'd take Paul Ince, any of those three. I probably wouldn't take Scholes or, even Nicky Butt. Somebody who can hold the midfield is what you need. And ideally, that would be Keane, because he's a captain as well. So, there'd be no... I like Carrick, but there's no point, because Roy Keane's 10 times the player Carrick was. Noah says, what do you think of DT's statement? Look, I don't really want to talk about it, because I've said my piece. I'm not going to be one of those people that makes a video on it, because I think that's just... It's rubbernecking, really. And there's loads of people who hate me, and I'm not making a bloody video about them. I'm not giving them the steam off my shit at the end of the day. It's I'm just not interested. But I did read the statement, to be fair. And look, everyone's got entitled to make their own opinion, isn't it? There are two sides to the story. It's good that he acknowledges what he's done and that there's a long journey back. But it's as I said a couple of days ago when I was on my Twitch stream. No, people in their quest to, laugh at it, make banter out of it, this, that and the other. I did say there's a victim and there's also the kids. I've met one of his kids who's probably in his early 20s now, plays football. And, there are victims in this. And I just think it's, it's a bad situation. And rehabilitation must be the way forward if you believe in second chances and rehabilitation. And you don't know. It's for that family to resolve now, and I think they should be left to do that. Judgment will come from others, but ultimately, as I say before, the only people who matter in life are the good people. I'm not here to be judged by people I've got no respect for. So, and I'm not talking about that situation. But if someone calls me a knobhead in the street. So what? Not bothered. Who are you? So just I think it's time to let them deal with their issues themselves and move on. But I'm not somebody who likes to dwell on those sort of things anyway. Fabinho! Goal offside. Matip miles offside. Fabinho wins the header on the back post, heads it towards goal. Matip turns it in. He's offside. That linesman's been down Jim, hasn't he? Bloody hell, he's been on the old weights. You don't need to be built like that to be a linesman. Who does he think he is? What's he got? Is he got bloody? I bet he's got a bit really heavy flag. Well, I may as well be busting my guns while I'm working. Would I take Fellaini back? Says Hungry Huns. No. 8,000 watching. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Really enjoying doing the streams on this channel. Bit of a chilled out vibe, as we know, and yeah, just enjoyable. But good start to the game. 15 minutes nearly gone. Arsenal have started off well. For United, who would you take from this Arsenal back four, says Daniel? I'd take Gabriel. I think Gabriel's better than White. I really liked the Gabriel signing when Arsenal made it. And I think typically people go, oh, he's a flop because he wasn't Virgil van Dijk straight away. But, you know, it's like Ronaldo at United. He's not a flop. He's not getting any bloody service. And you put Gabriel in a back four that he was playing in, he's going to struggle. Because, you know, the clue's in the question, back four. He's now playing with a stable back four with decent players in it, and he's playing very, very well. So I think Gabriel's the best defender in that back four. I do like Kieran Tierney and I do like Tomiyasu, but United, you know, you want someone to play with Varane, really. So, yeah. I would have took Gabriel. I have seen Cobra Kai, Dylan. In fact, I was watching a video today about when season 5's coming out, because it's already in the bag. They're just doing post-production. Consider having half-time topic best team out of top 5 leagues, says Mans. Well, is that not the same as Champions League combined 11? It's very, very close. How do you get your background, Mark, says Final Whistle. Are you excited for Liam Gallagher dropping a new single in 2 weeks? And are you going to Nebworth this year, says John. I'm not very good with crowds, John. I went to Oasis at Lansdowne Road about 20 years ago, and I had a panic attack, so I'm not very good in a crowd. It sounds stupid, but you know me, I'm honest. I'd rather be in a box, hospitality box, you know, not part of the crowd. I struggle with crowds, and I don't know why. I don't know why it is. Something must have happened to me when I was younger. I just don't like being in crowds. I wouldn't say it's claustrophobia, because I don't really suffer from claustrophobia. I just don't like crowds. It's probably why I don't like flying, actually, because, you know, when I'm on a plane, I start thinking about where my seat is in relation to the emergency exit. And it's all right if you're flying on your own, because you just think, there's the emergency exit, I'm going to just make my way towards it. But when you're flying with your family and that, you think, I've got to grab my favourite child and try and make it with some baggage. I'm not talking about my baggage, you know, the baggage that you have with your laptop in, that can stay. But and I was joking about the favourite child thing, but yeah, I just don't like crowds. Wonderwall or Don't Look Back in Anger? Nah, David, neither. I don't mind them, but they're not proper songs. They are the commercial Oasis songs, and my favourite Oasis songs are things like Listen Up and Let's All Make Believe and, you know, Rocking Chair and things like that. What I absolutely loved about the final season of Afterlife was that he used a song by Radiohead from OK Computer. I think it's Let Down, which is track 5, was never a single, and it's my favourite Radiohead song. So if I like a band, I like a band, and a bit like my football, you know, I go deep. Could have said a bit like something else then, but I wouldn't do that. But no, I like Oasis and Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger. I'm a bit of a snob, really. I'm like, that's just commercialism. Sanchez back on his old form in Inter. Why is United ruining so many players lately, says Jeffrey. Mark, I suffer from severe anxiety and get shakes in crowds. Dealing with it is harder than people think. Yeah, I had to leave, see. I had a really fast heart rate, and it took a long time for it to come down. I don't know whether it's a panic attack or it's anxiety, but it's not like a switch. You know, it comes on and it takes a while to go off as well. Would like to know one day your team of the 90s without any United players. Lots of love, Les Ferdinand, says Les Ferdinand. Imagine if it was the real Les Ferdinand. And do you like Muse, Mark? I do like some of their songs, but I wouldn't say I'm a, you know, in-depth knowledge of them. George Baker. In relation to the background, well, you can create any background you want. Because if you think about it, if you've got a green screen, they were using it in Star Wars. If you've got a green screen behind you, you can put anything you like behind you. You can put your bloody video of you doing. Again, people are thinking sexual. Don't put a video of yourself doing your partner. You know, I mean, like doing a charity run or something like that. So yeah, it's just green screen technology. Nova, please keep doing it and I'll keep blocking you. Rocking chair, master plan, love forever, says Big Man. Do you like Coldplay, Mark? Best band in my opinion, says Don. I used to like Coldplay a lot. I'll tell you an interesting story actually. I didn't spot Coldplay, but when their first album came out, I was a regular reader of... oh, lovely run by Jota! And he scores as well! Shut up, Coldplay! Sit down, Coldplay! If you know, you know. Silence by the night. It's Jota. I don't know whether the keeper should be beaten from here, but it's a lovely run, and he slide rules it in. No power on it at all. And Jota gives Liverpool the lead. Lovely ball by Trent Alexander-Arnold. He cuts inside. He leaves Tomiyasu. He cuts past Ben White, and he shoots. And Ramsdale, to be honest, can't do anything about it. There's no power on it. It's just pure placement, and Ramsdale just gets wrong-footed because Jota uses uses White and Cherney and just cuts it. Yeah, keeper can't get near that. It's a lovely fin. It's actually a very good goal. I don't think there's anything fortuitous about that. I think it's just a very good finish. And I've said this many times before. It's not about how hard you hit it. It's about where you put it. And slips it in. Satisfaction for Liverpool. Good goal. It is a good goal. I think on first viewing, I thought, you know what, he's been a bit lucky there. But yeah, Tuchel, I'm not going to do that. And I am a little bit concerned by some of the super chats we get that are sexual. I'm a little bit like, get a life. But he mishit it, says Big Ron. Well, yeah, it didn't feel smooth to me, but it's a lovely goal. I tell you what, if you've been watching my United Stand FC career mode highlights, you're in for a treat on the next one. If you watched it live on Twitch today, that first goal by Goldbridge in the FA Cup. Oh, imagine if you did that in real life. I probably could do it in real life, but I think Ramsdale got done by momentum there. You know, he's thinking it's going one way, and at the highest level, if you hesitate, if you snooze, you lose, basically. But 1-0 to Liverpool, and Arsenal will be really annoyed by that because I'm not saying they deserve to be winning, but they've had a decent start and Liverpool really haven't done anything. Dr. Mark and Mr. Goldbridge, the only guy who can get me totally depressed on the United Stand and then get me laughing my head off on That's Football, says Simon. Yeah, well, you know, I'd say That's Football's therapy for me, Simon, to be honest. It's just more, it's relaxing, isn't it? United, because it's your team, it gets you more stressed, doesn't it? But just watching football for fun, which is what this channel's all about. Everybody's welcome. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Long way to go though. I did say 2-1 to Liverpool or 2-2. Does it go straight to penalties? Can we get a confirmation on that? Does this game go straight to penalties? Let us know. Jota scored for Liverpool, Jay. I don't think away goals count. I mean, I'm going to be very reliant on the chat, but I don't think away goals count. Better performance on FIFA today, Mark. Don't sack Goldbridge yet, says Logan. Thank you very much. I think those sliders helped, didn't they? If you are struggling with the update on FIFA 22, go to OS Community Slider. Just type it in on Google, OS Community Slider. And if you go for version 8, just go to the top forum post, page 1, it's pinned, and choose version 8 and use those slider totals. It just changes the game. Away goals don't count, and yes, it goes straight to penalties, says Kieran. Yeah, that's the sort of game I like. I like it. I do. I like it. I really do. I like it. I like that. Well done, Carabao Cup. Apart from 2 legs, I don't like that. But I like that. You know, 90-minute game, straight to penalties, no away goals, jobs are good. And it does make, you know what, I've got to say though, riddle me this. What's the point of 2 legs if there's no away goals? I get it in the Champions League because you're playing Atletico Madrid against Manchester United, 1 game in Manchester, 1 game in Madrid. But in the Carabao Cup, why do you have to have 2 legs when there's and no away goals? I just think it's a waste of time. Hi Mark, would you ever come to the Amex? Says Ben Page. Is that Brighton? Ben. Oh, apparently there is extra time. There's an argument going on in the chat that there is extra time in the second leg. Nico, if you want to check up on United Stand FC, we got promoted first season. Second season, we went in a relegation battle in the Premier League and got to an FA Cup final. We stayed up, but we lost the FA Cup final. And third season, we were up near the top 4, and then we've just gone on a run of 9 losses in 10 games. But today was better. Do you like the band Editors? I recommend them, says Liam Devon Red. I don't really listen to popular music anymore. I think what happens to a lot of older people is they have a period of music that they liked, they get old, and then they just stay in that period of music, which is basically what I do. I'm very much a Smooth FM guy now. No, I'm not really. I would like... Absolute 90s is good. Absolute 90s! Stone Roses, Oasis, Blur. Get it on. I don't get notifications for your streams on Twitch, says Hatim. 3:10, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Although I was live today. Anonymous Gaming, is it worth having a season ticket? I'm in school, so sometimes I can't watch it. We can always give the ticket to somebody. I think a season ticket's good if you're a part of a family and somebody can use it for you if you're not going to be there. Rooney or Lampard for Everton, says Ricky Gervais. I loved Afterlife, Ricky. Graham Potter. I did a video on Graham Potter yesterday. I cannot understand for the life of me how nobody will give him a job. He's arguably the best manager in the Premier League. Hello from California, my friend, says, you're deluded, says Dart Plays. Don't care. Not bothered. He's got every right to not like my content. If you put yourself out there in the public and somebody says you're crap, so what? That's the whole point, isn't it? People put themselves out in the public because they want people to like them. You've got to accept that some people won't like you. Boo-hoo. Abuse is never right, but not everyone's going to like you. Do you like Tom Petty, Mark? Says Don Ollie. No, I think he's a bit petty. Potter should take the England job, says Craddock. Well, he's got no chance with Waistcoat in charge, has he? Going into the FA every Monday with a big bag of apples. Editors were 2006. Give them a listen, Mark, says Liam Devon Red. Thank you very much. Liverpool just know the attacking drill to make it count, but look at United trying to be like Man City, says Mang. Good run forward by Curtis Jones here. I think the interesting thing about this game is I think this game's going to be a 90-minute game. I feel like Michael Owen, but I think even if Liverpool made it 2-0, I think Arsenal will, because they're at home and it's a cup semi-final, I think they're always going to be in this game. So I wouldn't worry too much yet if I was an Arsenal fan. It's got to stay in the game. Stay in the game. I mean, you've hit the bar from a free kick. You had a good first 5 minutes. Rhubarb crumble or apple crumble. I'll tell you what, Alien, I do like rhubarb. Watch out. Here he is. Is that Gordon? Bad first pass. Arsenal with a bit of a break. Look at the speed of Trent, though. It's good. But Kieran Tierney, they've got a bit of an overlap here. Back post Saka. He should have put the cross in there. Now, here we go. You've got to make this count. Lovely play by Martinelli. He wants a penalty. He can dream on. I couldn't think of the ref's name then. I said Mike Dean and then I was going to call him Ron Atkinson. Can you imagine Ron Atkinson running around as a referee? He's about 90. Michael Atkinson. Martin Atkinson. Hello, do you think there's been any progress from Roy Hodgson to Gareth Southgate? Roy Hodgson won. Not really. Apart from the squad's better. Petty is Thomas Frank's yoghurt of choice, says Petty Faloo, says Ivan Whelan. Next, cooking with Goldbridge. Yeah, I'm getting a bit backlogged. I'm getting a bit constipated in relation to my channel. I've got good ideas, but I need to find the time to do it. I'm trying to get a video out for tomorrow, so we'll wait and see what happens. But I might just have to do a game for Goldbridge tomorrow. Why do United fans hate Glazers when they spend so much, says Ricky Gervais. Stop it. Trying to wind us up. We're not going to listen. Can confirm there is extra time and penalties from the semi-finals onwards, says Logan. Oh, fucking... I don't want extra time. Nobody wants extra time. But if it's got extra time, surely that means there's away goals. I did laugh at that video from School Thuggery Mark. Very well edited, potato. Very good. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time, a time to be born, a time to die. That's a cracking song. I didn't realise it was based on a passage from the Bible, because I was at a funeral yesterday and they actually read the passage out and I was like, this is a song. I thought, don't stand up and sing it. Yeah, my gran had it read out at a funeral as a passage. I thought, she had good taste. I do think Arsenal might need to be a little bit careful here, because Liverpool are just getting a bit more confident. And I did say at the start of the game, I think one of the big problems that Liverpool might face is the defence of Liverpool. Arsenal might face is that Liverpool defence is quite strong. To everything, turn, turn, turn. What did I have for dinner? It's one of my favourite dinners, actually. It's chicken in a tomato sauce with chorizo, black olives, and it's just it's lovely. I love it with baked bread and butter and a green salad with balsamic and olive oil dressing. It's very nice. A time to be born, a time to die. That's gonna be stuck in my head now. Zayn Miassi is got a little hippo thing going on that looks like he's giving himself a... No, I'm not gonna give that. If you could implement one rule on Man United, what would it be? I might just ban social media posts, as Lesedi. I certainly would like Manchester United social media to just be more professional. It's so beggy, isn't it? But it works. I can't say my biggest pet hate, and I know I'm a moaner for it, is the winning team shit. So Manchester United, when they train, they take pictures of the team that won the game. You know at the end of training when you have a match, they take a picture of the team that wins the match in training, and they all stand there like that, and then they put the picture out saying winning team, and they'll do it even when we're nowhere near top four and we've just played shit for the last month. And people will love it and retweet it and like it. And I'm like, I just cannot stand it. But each to their own. When's the GOAT Hope Hansen signing for United, says Imuk. He's good, isn't he? He's bringing the ball out from the back now as well. Strings to his bow. Now the defence is... now we're defending better as a team. He can start to express himself. And maybe every other team does that with their training. I don't know. Please subscribe, by the way. Thank you for the super chat, Sebastian. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 610,000. It's going to be a weird year on That's Football. We're going to do the Super Bowl again. I think it's 2 weeks on Sunday. Looking forward to that. No, it's not. It's not 2 weeks on Sunday, is it? I think it's 3 weeks on Sunday. A World Cup in December. A weird year ahead. Champions League watch-alongs, Premier League watch-alongs, the lot, yeah. A time to be born, a time to die. Oh, Liverpool on the attack again. Trent puts a decent cross into the back post. Jota's got a good header on him. Liverpool just playing this high line, high intensity press at the moment, and Arsenal struggling a bit with it, to be fair. But look, I wouldn't be offended if I was an Arsenal fan. You know, you are playing a team that, again, I think when Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City are at it, they're on a different level to everybody else. And look, Spurs, Man City, Arsenal, United, they're in their own battle to get fourth place at the moment. But I do still think there's a massive, massive difference. Your Dr. Pepper bit from the Super Bowl had me dead, says Bryce Jones. The Super Bowl last year was one of my favourite watch-alongs because I hadn't really watched American football for a long time. And I had this... I'm going to get myself one, actually. I need to order it. I had this American sweet box, and I was trying all these American sweets, and I had cream soda and everything. So I was getting really hyped up on sugar whilst watching American football, and yeah, it was a good stream. I've watched a lot more American football since that Super Bowl. I really enjoyed it, and I was up until 1 o'clock in the morning watching Dallas Cowboys against San Francisco 49ers on Sunday, and I really enjoyed it. Super Bowl watch-along with Jay, says Just Connor. I know Jay's a big fan of it, but I don't like doing watch-alongs with other people, as you know. It's not my style. It's not my thing. You know, I've always been about me, selfish. No, my watch-along's very much about the community and interacting with you. I do love what some other content creators do. You know, where they sit around with other people and chat. I think certain people do it brilliantly. I think other people copy it badly. But if you do that, you can't interact with your chat anywhere near as enough because you've got to have your guests talking as well. So I just like to do it with you. I used to do it a few years ago, but yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. I haven't read a book in ages. Who do I want to win the Super Bowl? I wouldn't mind the Green Bay Packers winning it because I do like the quarterback Rodgers, and I mean I'm a quarterback person. I mean a quarterback for me is a bit like a good CDM. They run the game, and I really like Tom Brady. I've always liked Tom Brady, but I don't really like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because it's the Glazers team. But I mean Tom Brady's my favourite player, but I wouldn't mind Ted Rodgers winning it at Green Bay Packers. I think, what's the name of the guy who's the other quarterback? Begins with an Mahone. Is he at the Chiefs? I think I've got a funny feeling they might win it. What's your top 5 streets? Won't forget Premier League players, says Aaron. Good question, Aaron. I certainly think that you've got to put Thierry Henry in there, Cristiano Ronaldo in there. And then it's open for debate. Heard Ronaldo signed for United when's his first game. Hilarious Carbon. Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I know. I didn't know what his first name was. Chiefs is Mahomes. Yeah. I do like American football. I do. I've really fallen back in love with it. But I'll be honest with you, I only really watch full games when the playoffs kick in, because it's late and they're long games. And if you know, football for me, I mean, look, I'm watching Arsenal, Liverpool. I'm a Man United fan. I've got the United stand. You know, I've got other interests. You know, I like to watch. No, what's that? So to commit to American football and watch it avidly is difficult. But you know, I like to watch, you know, a good 6 games a year. Favourite Premier League moment of the last 5 years is Henry. Fucking hell, it's hard. It's very hard because it should be a United moment, but you know, it's difficult. We've nearly got 10,000 people watching. Amazing. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Please give us a like and share the video if you're watching. Arsenal are still very much in this game. You know what? I've got a funny feeling we might see extra time. I don't want to see extra time. I really want to see this game. I was hoping it was going to penalties, but apparently it goes to extra time. Ultimate Team of the Year FIFA thoughts. Haven't seen it, Ryan, so can't really give it any thoughts. I don't even know what it's all about. Why is there a FIFA Ultimate Team of the Year? I mean, we've had the Ballon d'Or. There's too many awards now. I will be doing some boxing watch-alongs, Michael, as well. I mean, basically, on this channel, it's That's Football, but if there's a good fight, we'll do That's Boxing. We're going to do That's American, That's Super Bowl. I did the F1 final day. So it's a bit, it can hybrid into a sports channel, this channel. But I don't know what the boxing calendar looks like at the moment because they don't seem to be sorting any fights out. I mean, I loved the Tyson Fury fight. It was fantastic, and I wish I'd done the Joshua fight as well. I thought that was good, but we will. I'm not doing UFC. It's not really my thing. I don't mind. I like watching McGregor, but yeah, I don't really follow it enough to, you know. There's better people than me who really know what they're on about in relation to that. And Alpha Kenny says Mole. I don't know what you're on about. Some weirdos in the chat in there. Favourite football moment, Liverpool winning the league, says Andrew. Yeah, well, if you're a Liverpool fan, you probably are going to say that. Ronaldo will play against West Ham, yeah. Nice ball into Trent here. Bit of space to run into. I can't believe we're nearly at half time. It's gone quite quick this half, hasn't it? 40 minutes have gone already. Liverpool leading 1-0. To everything, turn, turn, turn. Just had a message from the wife. Can you put the heating on? It's amazing what you can do with modern technology. Why's that on? Would Thomas Frank make a good manager at Everton, says Sebastian? Just give it to Potter. Why won't people give it to Potter? Just give it to Potter. I gave up supporting Arsenal. They always bottle it for themselves. I know one asked for my opinion, says Callum Duran. Would you do any other games other than the Super Bowl? I mean, I could do the... I'd happily do the... I might do Packers against Tampa Bay if that's the divisional final, because I think that's an interesting game. And it was a very interesting game last year. So I might do that, but I'm not sure many people would watch it. It might be a good rehearsal for people who don't know much about American football. You get a lot of yellow flags in that, and you don't. The thing about American football is don't be put off by the rules, because the basic rules are very easy, and all the fouls and everything, they explain them very well anyway. They run on the pitch and tell you what it's for, so you know it's good. Wilson says, big fan, discovered you recently, but I never miss out on anything since then. You make football viewing even more interesting. Thank you very much, Wilson. Always nice to get a nice message. Arsenal still pushing here. 2 minutes to go. We're going to get your thinking hats on. At half time, we're going to do a Champions League combined 11. So any player that's played in the Champions League this year can be in the combined 11. Unfortunately, Arsenal, you can't be in it. You couldn't even be in a Europa League combined 11. In fact, you couldn't even be in a Conference League 11. But anybody who's been in the Champions League, even if you've been knocked out, so Spurs, you can't be in it either. That combined 11 is there. There's going to be a booking here for Lacazette. Stood on the back of the foot of a Liverpool player. Ronaldo could be in it, and he's done very well in the Champions League this year, to be fair. Liverpool were very happy with this, yes. Arsenal are going to have to go for it more in the second half. To everything, turn, turn, turn. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. It's just a song that's in my head. And I need to stretch my legs. I've got a video coming out soon, actually. I was recording it about an hour ago. It's a challenge I'm doing with a couple of other football content creators. And basically, I already know I've beat them. If it's anything to do with football, they're going to get beat, basically. Good cross, Ramsdale gets it. Let's see how many minutes are going to get added on here. We've had the regulation 45. He's going to add 1 minute on here. 1 minute to be added on. What would I do if I was Arteta? I don't think now's the time. I think it's a very equal game. Obviously, Liverpool deserve to be 1-0 up, but I think it's a very equal game. What I would do is I would ride it out for the first 20 minutes and hope that you get back into the game. And in the last 25, you just go, if we lose, we're out. Let's just go for it a little bit. We're going to have to leave a bit of space at the back, of course, but just go for it and, yeah, see what happens from there. Free kick here for Liverpool to chuck in. That's half time. That's 1-0 to Liverpool. Arsenal have to come back. They've got some work to do. What do you think about that? Remember, Champions League combined 11 coming up on That's Football. Make sure you subscribe. Got a few super chats. Nice PJ, says Andrew. Watch Nathaniel today. Often wonder if he's married that car yet, says Logan. I know, if you know, you know. I've always wanted to be able to hear the ref talk, hear the reasoning for the decisions, a bit like rugby. Thoughts, Mark, says Corbs. You know what? I think we will see that at some point. If you do watch the Super Bowl watch along with me, you will see what the referees do, and this is why the basics of American football is basically touchdown is 6 points, and then the resulting kick is 1 point, and basically you're trying to throw the ball to somebody to catch in the zone. There's loads of fouls that can get given, and it would be a very confusing game if, when the fouls are given, the referee didn't come on and explain to the camera what the foul's for, and then you get the replay for it. So I think in football, why not? You know, they give a foul, the camera pans in on them, and they go penalty to Chelsea because Arsenal number 4 tripped Chelsea. No. And then the crowd knows, everyone at home knows, and then if it gets VAR reviewed, it gets VAR reviewed. I also think they should be interviewed after the game as well. So there you go. Right, let's do combined European Champions League 11 for this season. This is yours to do. I will tell you at the end what mine would be. And I think on the last few combined 11s we've done, I've changed 3 or 4 players every time. So it's down to you. Who they've got to have played in the Champions League this season. Who would be your Champions League goalkeeper, combined 11 goalkeeper this season? You could have Donnarumma at PSG. You could have Oblak at Atletico Madrid. You could go Alisson, Ederson, David De Gea has been very good as well, of course. Mendy at Chelsea. There are others out there. Let's not be exclusive. Courtois at Real Madrid. There's lots and lots of options. Who would you keep at B? Mark, why do you always put Chelsea in the same bracket as City and Liverpool? Haven't won the league in 5 years, 15 points off the top, finished below United 3 years in a row, and their top 4 race again, says Yazza. Maybe because they're Champions League holders, mate. I mean, did you see that ESPN journalist? No, it wasn't him. No, it was Jake Humphries, presenter on BT Sports, basically comparing Tuchel's record to Frank Lampard. What a prat. I mean, this is a guy. I mean, why should we be surprised? Mainstream media. He's just media trained, isn't he, to read an auto cue? I mean, what is he talking about comparing Tuchel to Lampard? It's just ridiculous. But, you know, is it English bias? Is it just stupidity? Mark, you should check out American college football, specifically Michigan versus Ohio State, comparable to Rangers versus Celtic, in my opinion, says Nick. Probably a little bit too deep for me to get into. Let's have a look at who you're saying for goalkeeper. A lot of people saying Mendy, a few Oblaks, a few Donnarummas, a few Courtois. But I'll be honest with you, Alisson's now getting a few. Guendouzi's not a goalkeeper, Nojus. Mendy has won it. Mendy's the name that's coming up the most. So Mendy's your goalkeeper. Right, who's your right back for the Champions League? Look, has Hakimi actually been that good for PSG? I don't think so. Who's your right back in the Champions League this season? Who would be your right back? I do want to see some of the more European right backs being mentioned as well. You know, I can certainly think of a few myself. Who would you go as your right back? A lot of people going with Trent. Mark, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I do like your channel. You're a proper entertainer, says Andrew. Thank you very much for the super chat. A lot of people going with Trent here. PSG lad, says Joshua. Yeah, it's Hakimi, but I'm not convinced he's been that good in the Champions League. Trent is going to win that one then. Okay. I want your left back first. Start thinking about your centre back pairing, but I want your left back. Who is your left back? Champions League. Again, you've got options. I actually think the PSG left back's done quite well. Is it Nuno Mendes? I think he's done quite well. Yeah, I think, again, on the continent, there's a few left backs I can think of. Cancelo's an early contender. Robertson's getting a few votes. And it's Cancelo who wins that. Right, your centre-back pairings. I mean, look, it's been a very Premier League start to this Champions League combined 11. Remember Bayern Munich, they are one of the favourites to win the tournament. And look, even if you're not the favourites, you can still have one of the best players in the world playing for you. So Erling Haaland played in it as well, didn't he? So lots and lots of options there. Phil Jones and Lindelof has come out. Who would be your centre-back pairings? And there's a lot of good centre-backs out there. So who would you go with? Marquinhos has had an early mention. Robertson says Surf Dudes, but it's already gone to Cancelo. It's 2 centre-backs. Rudiger and Diaz is noticing a few of those. Again, we've got Van Dijk and Rudiger being mentioned. Of course, Varane's there as well. Thanks for being a chilled-out entertainer, says Liam. Thank you very much. I'm very wary of what you're doing, Liam, so you're not going to catch me out. Militao and Van Dijk. Militao has been very good this season. Alaba's been reasonable as well at Real Madrid. Marquinhos. A lot of people saying Marquinhos and Rudiger now. It's going to be a difficult one, this. Diaz and Marquinhos. It's hard to tell what people are doing. We're talking centre-back pairings. Mark, can you believe Salah is not in the FIFA Team of the Year? Don't really care, Envy. I don't even know what this FIFA Team of the Year is all about and where it's fucking come from. To me, it's an award too much. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Right, we're going to go Van Dijk and Marquinhos. It's a very, very spread field, but we're going to go Van Dijk and Marquinhos. So your back 5 combined 11 for the Champions League so far is Mendy, Trent, Van Dijk, Marquinhos, Cancelo. Not a bad back 5. Right, we're going to play what we normally play. We're going to play one holding midfielder, box to box, and a 10, 2 wide players and a forward. So who would be your holding midfielder from the Champions League? Quite a few to think of. Rodri, Fabinho, Jorginho. Obviously, you've got... That's just from the Premier League. You could choose Verratti. You could go Kimmich. You could go Goretzka. You could go a Modric or a Toni Kroos or someone like that. You could go Kante. You could. There's loads you can go for. I wouldn't go for McTominay. He's not a number 6 anyway. There's a lot of Ks coming out. Special K. There's quite a few Kantes. There's a few Casemiros coming out as well now. Which is actually a C. It's interesting that people are going for Kante as a 6 because I don't really see him as a 6. I love Kante, but I don't see Kante as a 6. But Kante is going to win. Kante wins. Okay, who's your box-to-box player then? This is where Wayne... yeah, I'm not going to read that out, Alec, as well. People are trying to catch me out with the rude combinations. So Kante's won that. I would have gone with Kimmich, definitely. Right, who's your box-to-box player? Gundogan is a good shout at Manchester City. You know, that's where I would have put Kante, to be honest. More box-to-box. What are you going to go with? A lot of people going for Modric for this. Mark, what do you make of Jack Mate's video? Says Barry. I need to watch it, mate. I'm one of a lot of people who hasn't seen it. Not many people who hasn't seen it yet. I do need to watch it. In fact, I was going to watch it as part of Goldbridge box, which I might still do. You could play Kimmich box to box. You could do. Thiago, a few people saying him. I'm going to give it to Modric. Me and Ritika are celebrating our anniversary today, says Anish. You're a big part of my life. Would love your blessing on this special day. Love from India. Well, I'm more than happy to do that for you, Anish. All the best for you and Ritika. I hope I've pronounced that correctly on your anniversary, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Much love. Thanks for the super chat, and thanks for letting us know. So we've got Kante and Modric as the midfield two. Not bad. Number 10. Loads of number 10s you could go for across the Champions League. Who are you going to go with? I'm trying not to prompt people here because it's not fair to do it. And Kunku's getting a mention from Leipzig. De Bruyne is looking strong. Bruno's getting a few votes. Do 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 do. Right, we'll go De Bruyne then. And who's your two wide players? Right and left. So you could go Salah Mane. You could go with, you know, Mbappe Neymar. Vinicius Junior is somebody that's done very well this season. Gnabry, people like that. Messi as well, yeah. So lots and lots of options. Front four, Bruno, Ronaldo, Lewandowski and Messi, says Arjun. So I need two wide players. Salah and Mbappe is a good one. Messi and Salah, says Jonathan. Salah, Benzema and Messi. Well, we're not done the striker yet. Proctor's not played in the Champions League, so we can't put him in English. Amazingly, we can't put Goldbridge or Proctor in this Champions League combined 11. They haven't played European football yet. It's criminal. They're both sort of approaching sort of 28, 29 now as well. I've loved that. I've loved that career mode. It's so good. And I think the way that we've aged the players as well is perfect for a 5-year career. If you know, you know. TUFFC Ultra. So I'm getting a lot of Salah and Messi, and I'm getting a few Salah and Mbappes. I'm going to go with well, who do you want to play with Salah? Because there's no point getting people to type Salah. So Salah's definitely on the right. Who do you want on the left? Are you going to go Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Sane, Messi? Let me know. I'm going to do a project where I walk to every mental health hospital in London and give them messages of support and hope you will shout my idea, says the Man Like Dave show. Lovely, lovely. I'm sure we will. And let us know how we can spread a link or whatever if you're doing a fundraiser, which I'm sure you are. Kimmich has played 2 Champions League games. People don't watch it, says Tom. Yeah, it's not really about how they've performed in the Champions League. You can take that into account, but it's also about being in the Champions League. Like, I'm not as I've said with these combined 11s, I'm not actually mad focused about how well they've performed in it, although obviously it helps. We're talking about the talent. Left wing Mbappe, right wing Salah, striker Ronaldo or Lewandowski, says Arjun. Let me just have a quick look. It's very difficult. I'm not really getting a definitive winner here. I'm going to go Mbappe. I'm going to go Mbappe based on the chat. So we've got Mbappe and Salah. Salah on the right, Mbappe on the left. Right, who's your striker? And I'll give you some shout-outs here. Obviously, Haaland, Lewandowski, Benzema, Ronaldo. There's probably the 4 to choose from. Who would you have as your striker? Unfortunately, Lukaku won't be there. So this is probably the hardest, really. Hi, do you think Sancho will improve, Mark? Yeah, Luke, I do. He's a talented player. It's going on a bit longer than I thought. I thought he'd start slow, but I thought by now he'd be more consistent. Bruno has beat Kevin De Bruyne in everything this season, says Stuart Blyde. Lewandowski's won it, which I can't argue with. I mean, Lewandowski's a very, very good player and he's performing. Although Ronaldo has performed in the Champions League unbelievably in a shit side. So, your team is, your Champions League combined 11 is this. Mendy in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, Marquinhos, Cancelo, Kante, Modric, De Bruyne, Salah, Mbappe, Lewandowski. It's not a bad side at all, is it? Not a bad side at all. So, I think that I would put Ronaldo instead of Lewandowski. It's my choice. I would put Donnarumma over Mendy. I really like Donnarumma. I've not got a problem with the back 4 apart from that. My holding midfield, my midfield 2 would actually be Kimmich and Kante, not Modric and Kante. And my number 10 would be De Bruyne. I'd agree with that. Ronaldo instead of Lewandowski, and then Salah or Mbappe as my wide players. I actually quite like it, but there's a massive part of me thinking about balance that would put Leroy Sané on the left hand side, because I know he'll whip a cross in, and when you've got players like Ronaldo in the middle, Mbappe is not really a creator, he's a striker. And Salah's not a massive creator either. So I would like a bit of somebody on the wing who can put a cross in just for balance. But if you're just going for pure talent, I can't argue with it. Thank you so much. It'll be writing a message of hope and support on a poster or paper which we can give to each of the hospitals, not money, says the Man Like Dave show. Well, it's fantastic what you're doing, Dave. I've always wanted to get involved in a charity for mental health. Especially, look, I don't want to be sexist, but I'm a man. And I don't really, I think, unfortunately, the reality is that men's mental health is something that's definitely been neglected, and women's. But there's a lot of men committing suicide. A lot of men. I think already this year the numbers are ridiculously high, and I'd love to get involved in it. And I've tried to get involved with it before, but what happens is they don't like the way I deal with abuse, because I sort of give a little bit back. Not abuse, I'll just sort of call it out. And they don't like that confrontational side. But you know what? If you watch Afterlife, the series by Ricky Gervais, that to me is real life. That's somebody who's suffering with grief and mental health, who calls people who are CUNTs. And I think some of these charities miss out a little bit by wanting their ambassadors to be, perfect, and that's not what life is it? So I would love to get involved with something like that. Anyway, the second half has kicked off. Can Arsenal get back into this game? Of course they can. It's only 1-0. I've got a feeling this game could go to extra time. Next goal is obviously going to be key. I hope we don't get extra time. I think Afterlife is just, if you're suffering with mental health, Afterlife by Ricky Gervais is absolutely superb. I mean, look, ultimately it's about the loss of his wife. But mental health has got so many strands to it. You can be depressed without even knowing why. You can be depressed because somebody you love has died, because you've lost your job, all sorts of things. But the themes within that comedy series, it's not really a comedy series, it's a life series, are so good and so relatable. You know, I've experienced grief, and it hits the tone. But I've also experienced depression and, you know, being pissed off with other people's attitudes. So I think it's great. It's absolutely great. Anyway, let's watch the football. Kelleher picks up that nearly a chance for Lacazette. It's definitely worth watching, Darren G. And I'm envious of people who get to watch 3 seasons of it. I'll certainly be revisiting it. Loved it. Manny Play says mental health is very important, but some people abuse the power of mental health as an excuse for their actions. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Manny. I mean, but unfortunately, that's just, you know, a lot of people struggle with their mental health because of the downsides of society. But the downside of society is that those people who are the problem in society will also. It's like people who get disability allowance. You know, genuine people who've got disability and can't work are entitled to, you know, benefits. But then you get some people who think that's great. I've got a problem, but they haven't really got a problem, but I'll get paid to be off work to do it. You know, you're always going to get people who use something that's serious to, you know, it's like that whole. Was it again? It was Ricky Gervais, wasn't it? It was The Office. The woman in that who's like, we went to Disneyland and I was fed up with the queues, so I went up to one of the attendants and said, "Look, my daughter's seriously ill," and basically made out that she had like a terminal illness so they could bypass the queues. Sounds ridiculous, but there will be people out there who do that. You know there are. AAP London, I've just acknowledged you there. Social media is a big issue in mental health, definitely. And I do feel sorry for people compared to when I was growing up, when you didn't have it. What a ball to Lacazette! Oh, he wants a corner. He's not going to get it. The ball was delightful. Give that man a cheer. It was a delightful ball to play Lacazette in. The power and swerve on it to play it in. I think is that Lakonga guy. Brilliant ball, and he could be a really good player for Arsenal in the future. But he wants a corner here. No, it's not a good finish anyway. Mark, you should watch a Bollywood movie called Shishore. It's about a boy who commits suicide and his father helps him. But did you know the actor who played the father's role committed suicide in real life? That's very sad, said Vebath. Thank you. Timo Lacazette should have done better. But encouraging for Arsenal that they've had that chance. It was a delightful ball as well. Really, really good. Ferran Torres has just scored for Barcelona, according to the chat. Alexander, lack of threat. Sherman, I'm sure I've heard that before, but it did make me laugh. Alexander, lack of threat. I'm going to use that. I've had 8 operations and have 55 centimetres non-healing open wound. I get sickness benefit and currently unable to work. I've struggled with depression due to situation and I hope people condone fake illness, says Logan. Well, Logan, thoughts are with you on that. That's quite a amount of challenges to overcome, but you've done it, and that's a credit to you. And you know, don't look. There's bad people out there. There's bad people out there, and I think sometimes we're all guilty of giving them air. Like, I've said this before, and I've had it said to me as well. Focus on the good people, like, because at the end of the day, when we're all not here, or we're breathing our last breath, you need to be looking back on the good things in life, not the bad people. And I think unfortunately social media gives them a platform that they'd never have in real life. You know, they can set up these fake accounts. Jota, this is a goal. Oh, he's missed it. He's bloody missed it. The youngster. Flash Gordon. Flop Gordon. He's only a young lad. But it's a lovely run by Jota. He's got to be man of the match today. He's had Ben White on toast here. He's done him. He runs into the box. He cuts it back perfectly. It's a great chance. He's got to bury that. He has to bury that. Lovely play by Jota. And the youngster, he probably thought it was his birthday. And he put it over the bar. Great chance. Great chance. Josh just said, can you remind me of that series that's similar to Afterlife? I can't remember. I can't remember what I said. Someone in the chat might remember. I can't even think off the top of my head what's similar to Afterlife. I will have watched it quite recently. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not really about mental health, but it's a good series. Cockfosters, I think it's called. It's on UK Gold. You can just get it on. If you I've got Sky and I can just press a button and say a word and it'll bring it up. So yeah, it's Cockfosters. The Cockfosters. It's really good. There's a few people in that who are in Afterlife, like the postman's in it. The guy with the glasses, he's in it as well. So yeah, it's very good, and I think it's written by them. But yeah, very, very, very good. Well worth a watch. Funny story from secondary school, Mark, says Mason. Oh, mate, we're trying to watch a match. I'm going to do something tomorrow, Ninja. Athletic reporting Arsenal player being investigated by the FA regarding match fixing. And do you know any incident of match fixing in football, says Vabath. Look, I know footballers. I know what some footballers get up to in their private lives. They're not role models in what they do in their private lives. As footballers, they're role models. As a kid, I used to buy Match magazine and Shoot magazine. I used to have Gary Speed, Ryan Giggs posters on my wall. Loved football. And that's late. That's very late by Martinelli. He should be getting booked for that. But they're role models as footballers. They're not role models of what they do off the pitch. And if somebody told me there's been match fixing in football, I'd say it's not an isolated incident. It's just catching them that's hard. So whether Arsenal have done it or not, I'll guarantee you that there is definitely match fixing things going on. And lovely ball, Fabinho, he's got a bit of time, he's got to wait, lovely ball into, terrible first touch, and Arsenal clear it. Yeah, no, you can get a yellow card within a certain period of time. Certain amount of corners. There's all sorts you can do. As someone who suffered from serious depression and suicidal tendencies, I suggest anyone who's suffering to step out and take chances with life, says Cowboy Devil. I think the most important thing is to talk to people as well. Feels like there's a goal coming in this game. Yeah, feels like there is a goal coming in this game. I saw a few people saying rest in peace, Gary Speed there. I think it takes me back to probably when I was like 14 and I used to be buying my Match magazines, Shoot magazines, watching Match of the Day, and I remember it so vividly, which is why, the younger generation now, when they appreciate these players that, like the De Bruyne's, even if they're a United fan, and, I can't knock it because I was the same. I always had this obsession about what my dream Premier League 11 was, and I always remember my midfield three was Gary Speed, Paul Ince and Roy Keane, and that would have been a bloody great midfield three, by the way. United had two of it anyway, but I really did rate Gary Speed. I thought he was brilliant, and what a career he had as well. Not just at Leeds but Newcastle, Everton, and he was a goal scoring midfielder as well. Brilliant in the air, absolutely brilliant in the air. Fantastic player. And again, we're talking about that, aren't we? Mental health gone way too soon. And it's an illness. And when that dark cloud descends, and I don't profess to say I have it anywhere near as bad as some people have it, but I have days sometimes where I wake up and I've just got this black cloud. I call it like the black cloud. It's like my head's fuzzy and I'm down and I don't know why. But you need to talk to people, and if you've got no one to talk to, there's phone lines like the Samaritans. That's what they're there to do, and it does you. It will never cure you. It will never cure you, but it will make a difference to just provide you with a little bit of balance. So yeah, if you're ever feeling down, you need to talk to people. Anyway, back to the football. And cross comes in from Liverpool, headed away by Arsenal. I don't think this young lad for Liverpool's done bad, Gordon. You know, I mean, he should have scored. You could say he probably should have put the game to bed, but he should have scored, I think. But he's not done too bad, considering Liverpool are having to do this without Mane and Salah. They've played quite well. Konate came on for Matip at half time, by the way, if you want to know about substitutions. Liverpool, Arsenal are still the same 11. I haven't been keeping an eye on the AFCON, so I don't know what the situation is with players coming back. I know we're getting close to the knockout stage now, and obviously Thomas Partey is back from the AFCON. He's on the bench today. But I think that Salah and Mane are still out for a bit longer, aren't they? They're still going to be out there because their nations are still respectively in the tournament. Odds on you starting and off, Mark. I don't know what that is, Fionn. Do you think the new loan regulations is a blessing in disguise for Manchester United? Get rid of loaning and hoarding players to maintain a player's value, says Tamba. I don't know what these new rules are, mate. I saw something about it today and I just haven't had time to sort of read about it. So if you want to bring that up, it's corner to Liverpool here. Just over half an hour to go. A really good super chat here. I'm going to read it in a minute. Just want to see what happens with this corner. Good header. Off the post. And a double save by Ramsdale. Liverpool again. Could have won it there. I think there's an offside anyway, but the first one wouldn't have been offside. It was a header from Konate. He wings it really well. There is an offside from the resulting header, but the header from Konate, if it had gone in, it would have counted. It hits the post. It stays 1-0. Liverpool having a couple of big chances in this game. Arsenal need to create more chances. I said it at half-time. First 20 minutes, Arsenal, I've got no problem with them playing the same way. Last 20 minutes, it's a cup semi-final. You may as well lose 2-0 rather than 1-0. You've got to start stretching the game. But Liverpool are pressing Arsenal here and they're struggling. This is the problem that the Arsenals, the Spurs, the Uniteds have. The quality gap, especially Liverpool and Man City, is a big gap. Anxiety means that you're an overthinking, empathetic person that has probably had a fun life. Takes one to know one, says Maz. Thank you very much for that super chat. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 610,000. Everyone's welcome on here. As you know, lovely ball out wide here from Arsenal. They've got to start creating chances themselves. Saka, good play. Probably should have put the cross in a little bit earlier, but does put a good cross in. Again, there's not really a number 9 that's going to gamble on a cross like that. Do you watch rugby league, Mark? No, Jack. I don't like rugby league. This is an interesting voice note. Okay. I wish I could tell you who left that message. I really wish I could tell you who'd left that message, but I can't. I'm not that person. By But I thought it was. It's nothing. There's nothing I need to tell you. I thought it might be, but yeah. Not every. I don't get loads of them people. I don't get loads of that person giving me a voice note. Let's just say. But yeah. I'd like to go cycling, Ewan, but I don't get time. It wasn't Ollie. Goldbridge, I've been watching TUSFC career mode, and I think you should play. I think you should buy McFred and play a back six on break. I've got lots of free time if you want me to help out. Me and Carricky, get the lads back together. I've asked McKenna for a job at Ipswich, but he's not answering my calls. I think he's just busy. Do Arsenal fans think they'll get Vlahovic? Well, I tell you what, I agree with Zed Jamie. He's exactly what you need. Look, nothing surprises me in football. If Spurs get Kessie and Arsenal get Vlahovic and a midfielder, it would not surprise me. Trent Alexander-Arnold, that's a super cross. It's too good a cross. It was absolutely magnificent. And Jones can't get on the end of it. What a cross by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And really, I'd have to see it back again to see if Curtis Jones could have got on the end of it. But it was absolutely magnificent. What do you think of the Sidemen? Sorry, it's random, says Cowboy Devil. I think they're absolutely amazing. I wouldn't say I watch them enough to know that I like all their content, but what an amazing, relentless quality brand content creation group. Just unbelievable. And yeah, I've got nothing but respect for people like that because they absolutely work their arse off and their content's fantastic. So look, I've never actually had the fortune of meeting them. I've been involved in a couple of messages with them, but I've never met them. You know, we're very different people, but I've got a massive amount of respect for. Look, I respect a lot of people I don't like. I respect for their work ethic. But they do great. Eagerly waiting, cooking with Goldbridge Bakura. I cannot wait to do it, Vabath, because then I get to eat it. Would you do a collab? I don't necessarily think we'd work as a collaboration. That for me is not, you know, that's not, you know, you never know. I like the Clash of Creators. That sort of collaboration's fantastic. I mean, I got to commentate and I'll get to play hopefully if my injuries are. If I'm injury free in May, I'll be playing in the Clash of Creators, and I got to commentate it end of last year, which was fantastic. You know, so many people playing in that one, and I'm looking forward to that sort of thing. That sort of collaboration's great because it's football, and that's what I do. I'm not going to be doing a hell of a lot of collaborations in the future. I think I'm very, very eager to work with people that you can trust, and I don't just mean, you know, they've got your back, but also it's not gonna come back and bite you that you've worked with people that maybe you shouldn't have done. So, and I think I've learnt my lessons over the last sort of 15 months. A lot of lessons about this industry, and desperately running around trying to collaborate and do things with lots of different people. Really, just focus on your own house. That's never been a problem for us, and we've got a great community, and what we do is great. And I for me, the community is what binds us. So yeah, just do us. I don't like comparisons. I hate it. I don't like being described as the Man United this or whatever like that. We just do us, and I think we do it very distinctively, and I enjoy it. But look, there's some fantastic people out there who do some fantastic content. 25 minutes to go here. I think Arsenal need to open up a bit. Nico, I will read it out for you because you're boring me with the comment. Slow Sports News. Arsenal versus Liverpool has kicked off. There you go, if that's what you're wanting. I'd love to play in the Sidemen charity match because it's football. That's the sort of collab I'd like to do. But if I don't get invited, I don't get invited. It's absolutely fine. You know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Is Brazil going to win the World Cup, says Matthew. My observations about this World Cup are really, really... I'm just going to say it. I think this World Cup's bullshit. I think it's commercial bullshit. A World Cup being played at Christmas in a country that's not a footballing nation and would never qualify for a World Cup is bullshit. I've got no problem with World Cups being in South Africa. I've got no problems with them being held in, Bolivia or somewhere like that. But, or in Japan or South Korea. But I think this is just completely about money. And it's just it's about money. I think it's really sad, this World Cup. And I'll watch it because I love the World Cup. And, I've always watched the World Cup. But I don't like it. I don't like it. And I wouldn't go far as to say it's a corrupt World Cup, but it's a World Cup about money. And I don't think the World Cup should be at Christmas. I really don't. I think, especially in the UK, the fan parks, we've just, as well, we've just had bloody COVID. Like, we've just been through COVID, and how nice would it be? The government have just stopped, like, face masks and everything. It's, the country's open properly now. And it would be just fantastic if we had the World Cup next summer. It wouldn't be this summer because it's 2021, it's 2022. No, it would be this summer, wouldn't it? 2022. So for me, the World Cup should be this summer as normal, and having it at Christmas is just weird. But maybe it was the best thing ever. You can't close your eyes to change. It could be the best. How good was Ince, and who would you compare him to, says Han. If you're old enough, Paul Ince was actually fantastic, especially at Manchester United. I mean, look, if you don't want to judge him because he went to Liverpool or anything like that, he was a fantastic midfielder. But I think Paul Ince, really, for me, look at Euro 96, look at the qualifiers for the World Cup 98 in Rome. He's a really good midfielder. Smith Rowe with a shot, blocked. I wouldn't say he was as good as Roy Keane, but he's a good midfielder in a very good Manchester United side. Lived in the Middle East for 10 years and football runs in their blood, says Caniel. There's one Liverpool creator you did things with and I didn't watch because of him, not mentioning the name, but I'm sure you know, says Andrew. Sidemen charity match might be a fan vote, says Hugo. Zayn Miasi, thank you very much. Oh, they should have scored again. Minamino. Arsenal riding their luck a little bit here. Liverpool just can't get that killer goal. Good tackle by Smith Rowe there. Do I think England will win the World Cup? If they win the World Cup, it will be despite Gareth Southgate, not because of him. I mean, we're going to play a back five. Harry Maguire's going to start. As a United fan, I'll tell you right now, if you play Harry Maguire, you've got to play a back five and two holding midfielders because he can't be left on his own. You can't play a high line with a back four. So, we already know we're going to be a counter-attacking, pragmatic side. We're not going to play good football under Southgate, and that in itself's quite embarrassing. You think about England in the Euros. I was saying this to somebody the other day. The England Euros final run last year did not eclipse the England Euro 96 semi-final side, because the England Euro 96 semi-final side caught the imagination of the country because they played good football. The team that got to the final last year, I still think Euro 96 is better, even though they got to the final, because they played good football in Euro 96. Reverse Cloud says, yes, I think when you got to stop a club comps to accommodate the tournament because of the weather, then you probably shouldn't be hosting, says Reverse Clouds. Well, yeah, that's another point as well. The domestic calendar is, and the Champions League, there's Champions League qualifiers in December and November as well. The whole domestic calendar is all over the place to have the World Cup in December. It should be in the summer. 20 minutes to go. Arsenal have got to start opening up now. They've got to start pushing and throwing caution to the wind here. It does go to extra time apparently. Minamino's come on for the youngster Gordon, which I think was probably an inevitable substitution. Arsenal haven't made any subs yet, but to be fair, they've not really got any attacking subs on the bench. They've got Partey, Holding and Tavares and Nketiah, but they don't really have any experienced attacking options. So they've basically got to go with somebody young or stick with what they've got. Martinelli. Good cross. Van Dijk. And the problem Arsenal have got is they're up against their very good Liverpool defence. Van Dijk, Robertson, Kanate, Trent. They're going to be hard to break down. Free from desire. Your defence is... I loved Ince. Always put his shirt on walking out. Yeah, he did, Barrel Carpenter. Really nice guy as well. Really down to earth. I mean, sometimes I'm sat there talking to him and I'm thinking, God, I remember watching you playing, you know, the Euros. I remember you playing for United in that 94 side with Cantona and getting into scraps and scoring big goals. You know, Euro 1998 in Rome when we qualified for the World Cup. With his cut head, hugging with Gazza and Beckham. And I think he's having a chat with me and you. Would you take Ben White over Maguire, Ethan? Well, yeah, I would, because he's more mobile. And I think, for me, I think Harry Maguire's a good centre-back, but you can't play a high line with Harry because he's too slow. You can do it with Ben White, and I think if you want to be a top team, you've got to be able to play a high line. Look, you don't play a high line all the time. There'll be times when Liverpool play a deep line when they're defending a lead against a decent side, but look, you want to play a high line when you want to press, and United really can't do it with Maguire, I don't think. Hopefully Harry will prove me wrong. Must says thoughts on life after death. Well, mate, I can only give you a prediction. I can't give you a definitive. 2 subs here for Arsenal. Lacazette's going to come off for Nketiah. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing because Lacazette's capable of scoring a late goal. Thomas Partey is coming on as well for Smith Rowe. Again, is Partey a creator? Smith Rowe is, but they're probably just tired. Australia 2022 winners, Mark. I'm calling it now, says Reverse Cloud. Well, it'd be interesting to see what the climate has. I am looking forward to the World Cup. I mean, the World Cup is a very special tournament, and I think the closer we get to it, the more excited we'll be, but it's a better tournament in the summer. I'm also pissed off that one of Portugal and Italy can't qualify for it, but that's the way the draw's gone. Who's a big who's a good fit for Dembele, says Combs. Honestly, Newcastle. If I was a big club, I wouldn't go anywhere near Ousmane Dembele. Look, I said this when we bought Cavani, and Cavani's attitude is 100%. I forgot to put the water on. I didn't really. I like... Look, Cavani's attitude and professionalism is fantastic, but his injury record is horrible. And even at United, he's injured a lot. Ousmane Dembele has got a questionable attitude and a terrible injury record. Why would you want him at Chelsea? Why would you want him at Liverpool? Why would you want him at United or Arsenal? He's not going to play half your games. So, for me, he's going to end... Unless he turns his career around and stops getting injured, I think that he would go to... I think Newcastle would be good. Mercenary, big money, try and build your career out. But, as we know in football, there'll probably be a big club that will take a risk on him. And I guarantee it won't work. Offside there. 15 minutes to go. Which way... I've got to be honest. I think Arsenal are going to struggle to score now. I wouldn't have took off Lacazette and Smith Rowe for Nketiah and Partey because I think you lose creativity and experience. But I think the pendulum has swung in Liverpool's favour. I like that. Swung. Swing, swing. Remember the Newcastle fan who did the helicopter? Did I dream that? People thought it was funny. It's a sex crime. Oh, we've scored a goal. I've got my willy out and I'm doing a helicopter. You should be locked up for that. It did happen, didn't it? Who do I think is going to win the World Cup? I haven't got a bloody clue. I really haven't got a clue. I suppose the obvious choice is France. I don't think South American teams are anywhere near... Oh, what a cross! Temiyasu does well. Smith, Robertson! Oh, just wide. I just don't think Argentina, Brazil are anywhere near as good as they used to be. I think when I was... not when I was a lad, but... You know, sort of like from the late 90s... Well, actually, Argentina were very good when I was a kid because they got to the 1990 final. I actually thought Argentina in '94 looked brilliant in the group stages, but then Maradona got done for the drugs and they ended up not being what I thought they were going to be. I thought that Argentinian '94 side was balanced brilliantly. You know, you got Batistuta, Varane, Maradona was there. But I just don't think Argentina and Brazil are as good... as big a threat as they used to be. I wish they were. Well, he's got to be offside. He's got to be offside. If that's a goal, if he's onside... No, he's not. He's offside. I tell you what, they've given offside, but if this had been onside, Jota, it reminds me of Goldbridge on career mode. The ball over the top, the magnetic control... I think he's on. I think he's onside there. It's hard to tell. I think he's onside. What a control. What a goal by Jota that is. If that's offside, it's offside. But I think he might be... Checking it now. It's very narrow. That's what she said. It's narrow, this. He looks onside to me there. He's on. He's onside. It's 2-0. 2-0. Curtains for Arsenal. They're out. That's a goal. It's a goal. So why have they not given it? It's a big call. Goal. 2-0. What a player he is. And how many... You can clip this. How many players has Jurgen Klopp brought to Liverpool who are good players and turned them into world-class players? Mane, Van Dijk, Salah, Fabinho. You know, unbelievable upgrade on talented players brought to the club. And I've said this about Manchester United many times. We buy a lot of players and we bring through a lot of young players, but they're the same 3 years later. We don't develop players. Harry Maguire's the same player, or worse player he was than what we bought. Wan-Bissaka the same. Mason Greenwood's the same player he was at 17. Marcus Rashford's the same player he was at 21. Anthony Martial's the same player. Bruno's the same player, really. They're still good players, but we don't take them to the next level. At Liverpool and Man City, to be fair, they buy players and they take them up a level. Look at what Pep's done with people like Raheem Sterling, and he's going to do it with Grealish. He's done it with Jesus. But look at what Liverpool have done again with Jota. He's done it with Van Dijk. He's done it with Mane. He's done it with Salah. He's done it with Fabinho. You can say he's done it with his goalkeeper. That's what coaching is. It's not just playing well as a team. It's taking a player from a club where they're talented and taking them from talent to world class. And I don't know about Robertson because I don't know whether Klopp bought Robertson. If he did, it's another one. Trent Alexander-Arnold from the youth. Development. It's not just good coaching. It's developing players as well. And I thought Jota was a good player at Wolves. Watching him at Liverpool, he's just a world-class player this season. He's unbelievable. That is brilliant. What that goal from him there is brilliant. The run on the first one is brilliant. His heading ability is brilliant. His game has gone up. Maybe not in season 1, but look, you see that with Klopp a lot as well. Fabinho, season 1. What's he all about? Season 2, Jesus Christ. And I'm not being religious. Same with Jota. Season 1 at Liverpool, he's doing okay. Season 2, he's a starter. So I don't know whether people think of it like that. Look, they play great football. They're an exciting team to watch. But don't neglect the development angle as well. These players, it's not like Pep and Klopp buy players and then that's it. They buy a player and then they take them up a level. And that's what clubs should do. And that's what pisses me off about Manchester United. We spend the money on these players and we think that, well, that's it. We've bought you now. Come and be a superstar. You have to still develop the superstar. You have to. Liverpool have won this game, definitely, yeah. Zayn Miati's not happy. Well, they've got to go for it now. Eight minutes to go. Come on. But Arteta out t-shirt says I'm at. No, I mean, look. Arsenal are on their own journey. They can't win a trophy this year unless they're going to dust off the fourth place cup, which is imaginary anyway. I said it at 0-0. Like, I'm a United fan. There is a world of difference between Manchester United, Liverpool and Man City. And it's the same for Arsenal, and it's the same for Spurs, and it's the same for West Ham. I think if Liverpool and Man City play Man United, Spurs, West Ham and Arsenal, there's every chance they could beat them 3 or 4-0. They're on a different journey. They're on a different level. That doesn't mean Arsenal can't finish fourth comfortably. You know, Arsenal could run away with fourth place. Spurs could. United could. But they're not on the same page as Liverpool and City. And why would they be? Liverpool and City have been building these teams for years. They've got the 2 best coaches in the world. They're just on a different level. I certainly wouldn't be an Arsenal fan tonight going, Arteta's shit, this, that and the other. Why? Why is he shit? They've been beaten by a better side who've scored 2 goals from 2 very individual moments. Arsenal have been the better side. I don't really want to put Chelsea into that at the moment because I know they're going through a difficult period and people will go, well, Chelsea ain't that good. I do think Chelsea are a good side and I do think Chelsea are capable of being there with Liverpool and Man City. They're going through a difficult patch, but I still do think Chelsea are in there as, you know, favourites for the... There's a Pratt on the pitch. Fucking hell. As a Portugal supporter, I want your opinion. What a manager could bring Portugal a trophy. An amazing depth in the squad, but Santos is finished, says Paulo Reis official. I think you should have got rid of him after the Euros, to be honest with you, because I think the Portuguese squad, it's like it's almost like France. There's an amazing amount of talent in that Portugal team, and he benches most of it. He's a you know what? He's a Portuguese Ollie. He's a the ball from Trent Alexander-Arnold to Jota was brilliant, but the finish is magnificent. Who would I like to see as the manager there? Well, look, the Wolves manager's not bad, and he plays quite. I know. Most Portuguese managers do play with a defensive edge, but you know, you definitely need a better coach. Mark, Ajax winning 7-0. United need Ten Hag, says Shub. Yeah, but who are they beating? Probably beating Farmers, aren't they? He did. Look, Don says he won the Euros though. Yeah, but Mourinho won the league with Chelsea. Probably in the same fucking year. So what if he won the Euros? Keep him then. I'm not Portuguese. Keep him. Keep him. If you think he's the right man, keep him. I think he's not. Trent Alexander-Arnold is world class going forward. He has defensive vulnerabilities. I'm sure Klopp doesn't give a shit because what he does going forward is amazing and he's not terrible defensively. But I often thought with Trent, will he just be what Gareth Bale is? You know, a fullback who becomes a winger. I don't know whether that trajectory is going to happen. I know there was talk about him being a midfielder, centre midfielder. That would be ridiculous because he's got one of the best ball deliveries in the world. But I don't know what the plan is with Trent. Whether they are. I think if Liverpool produced a world class right back, maybe you'd push Trent Alexander-Arnold further forward. I mean, he's 23. Maybe he'll always just be a right back. But he's world class going forward. His delivery is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, he's not at the Beckham level, but he's probably one of the best right footers we've had in the Premier League for England. And there's a good comment here from Mr. Game Controller. He says he's not fast enough or skillful enough to be a winger. I think right back's perfect for him, and he's fine to play there. Look, you know, he's not terrible defensively. I don't think he's terrible defensively. I think, I think I don't watch him week in, week out, so I'd bow down to a Liverpool fans' knowledge on this. But when I see him, I just think he's a bit vulnerable to the ball over the top, which is a positional issue. But it's not like they're sieving goals. I got the scoreline right, didn't I? Did I say 2-1, didn't I? My predictions are good at the moment. I'm getting a lot of results right. Not the exact score, but I'm getting a lot of results right. I said Chelsea-Brighton would be a draw. I said Liverpool would win this. I said United would beat Brentford. I said Villa would be a draw as well with United. So that's 4 in a row for me. Keep a tally. Reece James is injured, Ivan. I think he might be out for the season, actually. Zayn Miassi, game over. Oh, it's a shame for Arsenal that they didn't really get a chance to just go for it in the last sort of 15 minutes. That Liverpool goal was perfect timing. But I did feel I think Arsenal have deserved to lose this game, but you know what? In fairness to Arsenal, you can see why they wanted that Spurs game called off. They've got no bench. They just haven't got a bench at all. And when you need to make substitutions and you're taking Smith Rowe and Lacazette off for Nketiah and Partey and you're losing 1-0, they're just not the right sort of subs, are they? Nketiah's not as good as Lacazette and Partey's not as attacking as Smith Rowe. So, and actually, since those subs, Liverpool have took control more. So you do feel for Arteta and Arsenal a little bit that having nothing on the bench, and you need something on the bench when you're 1-0 up. I agree with his subs. I just don't think he's got the bench to do it. And they've actually gone backwards since those substitutions. I mean, Nketiah is not going to make it in the Premier League, is he? He's going to end up at Preston, I think. Red card. No, yellow. I thought he was going for a red there. No, he's off. It's red. It's a second yellow. Thomas Partey. Does that mean Arsenal can't play at the weekend? Partey sent off. Well, I say it in all seriousness. I don't think Xhaka's back, is he? So does that mean that they can't play the game at the weekend? He's only cut that. So the substitute's been, oh God, embarrassing, isn't it? He's only been on the pitch about 10 minutes and he's been sent off for 2 yellow cards. 5 minutes added on. Another embarrassing game for Arsenal. At the weekends, Arsenal are meant to be playing. They'll be playing on Sunday, won't they? Burnley. Well, that's the most off game of the week then, isn't it? Burnley won't want to play. Arsenal will probably say no. I mean, I wouldn't get your hopes up that Arsenal are going to play on Sunday at 2 o'clock against Burnley. I mean, really, the Premier League should make them play because they're both in the same position, but I would imagine that game might get called off. Uh, 58 go. This is on Edu. He's farting about has cost us a trophyless season. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there, 58 go, but I presume you're talking about the lack of signings in January. But look, United have been in this boat. We did it with Bruno, and it was really frustrating because we knew we wanted Bruno all of January. And we ended up losing a Premier League game to Burnley. And then we bought Bruno right at the end of the month. And people were so pissed off, why can't we do it in the first week? But there is this sort of way that January transfer windows work, where it always seems to happen at the back arse of the window. So I'm sure you will get players in, but it just seems to be the way in the January transfer window that teams go and get it done late on. So yeah. Burnley will soon have 9 or 10 games in hand, says Aidan. There would have been extra time in this game. Dream on Arsenal, but there would have been. That's a good question if you're a United fan. What's happened to Show Retire? He's just disappeared, hasn't he? Wasn't convinced from what I saw that actually he was destined to be a first team player anyway, but you do hope. I think age-wise, he's probably a little bit young anyway. Shola Retire, he's only 17, so yeah, 18 in February, so he's probably not quite right yet. Mr. Ryder. Arsenal on the Liverpool on the attack. Still got 2 minutes to go here. Well, I'm looking forward to the final, which actually is probably only about 5 weeks away, isn't it? 4 or 5 weeks on Sunday. Might be 4 weeks. Chelsea-Liverpool final, bring it on. Looking forward to that. In fact, that's a really good final. You think about last year, Man City Spurs. This is the sort of final that you can't call. Good one. Looking forward to it. Ollie says, I watched Drive earlier. What a film. Look, I love the community. I love the interaction. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. But I do love the idea of telling you about a film and people go and watch it and enjoy it. I've mentioned The Departed for years with DiCaprio and Jack Nicholson and Martin Sheen and Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon. It's a cracking film. Do check out Drive. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I can't remember what the name of the female actress is in it, but she's good in it. But Ryan Gosling's in it. It's just great. Really, really good film. And it's not like mainstream. It's a bit of a cult film as well. So I need to watch it again. I've not watched it for a while, but check it out. The Drive. It's very good. I love it. I love that song in it as well. It's got a good beat. Real human bond. I can't remember what the lyrics are. Good. It's good. She was in The Great Gatsby. She was in a film I watched the other day. Carrie Mulligan. She was in something I watched the other day. What did I watch the other day with her in it? I don't know. I'm so tired at the moment. It's hard to think. Oh, Brothers. You recommended it to me. Brothers with Jake Gyllenhaal and Tobey Maguire. Good film as well. I'd seen it before, but totally forgotten about it. I tell you what we've seen before, though. We've seen Arsenal in this situation, not quite making it to the final stage. Jota, man of the match. Absolutely superb victory for Liverpool. And Klopp will be very happy that he can come to places like this against a decent Arsenal side without Mane and Salah and comfortably win 2-0. It shows you the quality of Klopps and Peps of this world and Liverpool and Man City, who are just on a different level at the moment. That's what these other teams need to aspire to be. And it's a difficult thing to do. But Jota, another player added to the world-class calibre at Liverpool. His development is magnificent, and deserved win by Liverpool. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Our next watch along on this channel is going to be Chelsea Spurs on Sunday afternoon. Manchester United West Ham, of course, on Saturday afternoon. Lots of content to come on the channel. Get involved and check out today's highlights from the career mode, United Stand FC. Have a great day. I'm going to do a quick match reaction to put up for you as a sort of short thing, but take care, everyone. Really enjoyed the community chat again today, and thanks for spending the match with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching.